Welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast with your hosts, the Brothers Newland. Now, let's talk toys.
And hello, everybody. I am Michael.
I am John.
No, not even trying. Not even trying. And I'm Andrew. And you're listening to the Toy Rewind Podcast. This is a little place where the three of us like to get together, talk about some toy lines from our childhood, and give you a history lesson about how those toys were created and ended up in our houses. This week, along with a good friend here, who I'll introduce in a minute, we're rewinding back to 1989 when Joey was a little shorter to learn about a toy line released by Playmates. I don't know. I like Playmates. It's one of my favorite toy companies. We're jumping onto the farm and we're talking about porks and rams. That's right. It's all about Barnyard Commandos this week.
Pork chops?
This one, this is kind of pork chop. This is a fun toy line. But before we get into that, John's got to do his socials. But first, Joey from the Dorksmen is here. The Dorksmen.
Yeah,
is
thankfully
joining us.
I'm not Clint. You know, that's the best thing y'all got out of this whole situation, that it's not Clint.
Yeah, not Clint.
Not Clint.
The best part is Clint won't even hear that.
He might in like 6 months. He'll like be, hey, I listened to that episode that you were on.
No. He's like, what episode is this? This is episode 85. He's about 87 episodes behind.
Yep.
So yeah, he hadn't even started. He's like, which is fine. I get it. No, people get, I'm way behind on a lot of my podcasts. So we saved this one. We've been talking about Barnyard Commandos with Joey for like a couple months now. We saved this one for you because, why not? Barnyard Commandos. You have a big history here, Joey?
I don't know if it's like I always had that niche for that like weird toy line that always came out, with like, hey, let's just throw some missile launchers on some random farm animals. That sounds like a good toy. And I was the one that bought it. I was the one that had to have all of them that came out.
We've definitely had a few weird ones lately. With some things like that, and this one's just directly right at that 1989, 1990, doing crazy stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will get into that, but before we can, John, why don't you do your thing?
All right. So check us out over on our websites, toyrewindpodcast.com, or you can look us up over at crossthestreamsmedia.com. Of course, if you're over at Cross the Streams Media, make sure you go on there, leave us a voicemail. Tell us what you want to listen to. Tell us what you like, don't like. We'll play it on the website or on our podcast. Sorry, not our website. Yeah. So if we don't like what you say, it probably won't make it. Sorry about that.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will. We'll have a whole episode just to people saying bad stuff about us.
We'll have a bloopers reel or something.
That'll be the lost
real
episode.
For the bad podcast, for the bad reviews.
That'll be the lost episode. You're not a real podcast till you have a lost episode.
We'll have a lost episode, but
we've got one of them.
Hurt. Y'all do
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
still curious about that one.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. We might have to talk about that later. All right. So you can email us at toyrewindpodcast@gmail.com. Look us up on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. It's all Toy Rewind Pod. Facebook and YouTube is Toy Rewind Podcast. Make sure you do that, because if you just put Toy Rewind Pod, it's not us on those two. And that's Facebook and YouTube. We do stream some Toy Box showcases to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch when we get time to do them, as our schedules are all busy and chaotic and everything on top of that. And then, of course, as you're listening to us and our fellow friends on their different podcasts that we have, you can look us up on podcastbingo.com /Toy Rewind for us, and all the others are on there too. So
yeah, you can find them. I just noticed something, John. You're like completely decked out in Beetlejuice tonight.
I am.
Yeah, so if you're watching over on YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, jump over to YouTube and see the shirt that John's got on and his new hat. He's like,
I haven't posted these yet, but I got like the car, the trike and a bunch of other stuff in that are Beetlejuice too here lately, but I need to post pictures and everything, and I haven't posted anything.
We're kind of saving a little bit of that for a special episode that's coming up. You know,
I know.
I don't want to give away too much. We got to keep the people asking for things.
Hey, I actually got stuff in. Happy. It's Beetlejuice. I got another Willow figurine I didn't have. Still looking for.
You got the dragon yet?
No.
That's your grail. You got to get that dragon. Yeah. Get that dragon, John. Then we'll talk about the Willow figures in about 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's all coming. All right. Well, then, so we got Joey here. We got that. We got social medias covered. All we got to just talk about a toy line now. You guys ready?
Michael?
Yep.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's rewind and get into it.
All right. Like they said, we're doing Barnyard Commandos this week. So Barnyard Commandos was created by toy designer James Groman for American Greetings Corporation. I know we've talked about them a few times before. And then it was produced by Playmates Toys in 1989. So about the same time, right after they were making the Turtles and stuff like that, Andrew's favorite toy line. And I believe Joey likes turtles too, don't he?
Yes, sir.
So this toy line is based around the concept of farm animals who consumed radioactive materials left over from an abandoned military experiment. So it mutates them into hyper intelligent anthropomorphic paramilitary troops.
That is a mouthful, sir.
Big words. Big words.
But there's more to it. There's another word. They're hilariously. What is it? What is the wording? It's on Wikipedia. I read it just a few minutes ago and I've already forgotten it.
I don't know what you.
Hold on. I'm trying to open it. It says. Sorry, everybody. Just hold still. Oh, they're hilariously harmless. That's the words.
Yeah.
And that makes me, because they're in quotation marks on Wikipedia. Like you have all of that stuff that Michael just said, and then hilariously harmless in quotation marks.
Yeah, they never hurt each other. They just
no, they're slinging mud at each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
and corn on the cob.
So this consists of two opposing teams. You got the Rams, which stands for Rebel Army of Military Sheep, and then you have the Porks, which stands for Platoon of Rebel Killer Swine. So, like Andrew said, they have all these missiles and bombs and everything, but it's actually just fruit and vegetables that they're throwing at each other. So there was also a 13-episode animated series based on these figures that first aired on September 4th, 1990, under the same name, Barnyard Commandos. So that's kind of a crazy, silly cartoon. And then there was this line. The line consists of 2 series of figures and then 4 vehicles. The card backs had a 4 to 5 panel comic to kind of set the story. All the Rams had the same back comic, and all the Porks had the same comic, so none of them were different. They were all the same in there. And then they had a file card on the bottom, kind of describing each figure, each character on the back of the card. So that's pretty much the basic gist of this. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into the figures themselves. So you had first one for series 1. Series 1 is you had the Rams. So you got Sergeant Wooly Pullover. Now, what's kind of funny is, we got the names. We talk about the names of characters in the 80s on things like this, and so each one has something that kind of resembles. Like the Rams have something to do with sheep, and the Porks have something to do with pigs. It's kind of funny name. So Sergeant Wooly Pullover. So his basic weapon is a bazooka, and they all. One thing we need to get into real quick is they each have their own language. So the pigs, the Porks, they speak Pig Latin. So we all know Pig Latin. Yeah, we all know Pig Latin.
I want to say, hey,
A little bit.
I can't even think about speaking it right now, but I want to say that Pig Latin was so big that they were like, "Hey, we got to come up with a toy line where there's something." They're like, "We use Pig Latin, like perfect."
Yeah,
like because we did it all through school. We had fun pretending.
Yeah, it was cool. You know, back in elementary, middle school, and it was fun to do. So you thought you were cool when you can do it.
Now?
No, not now.
He's thinking too much.
No, I didn't think about that.
Hold on. I can give you a sentence. I got to look it up here because I was reading it just a minute ago. Where'd it go? Oh, Ernte into Omble Hoopske.
Okay.
You get that, Joey?
So we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah. It's right here.
All right.
Turn them into lamb chops. Come on, turn them into lamb chops.
And I've got that. I bet I got that wrote down on one because I got all their sayings. So I got Sergeant Woolley pullover. So the sheep also have their own language. So his code phrase is slob up the hobogs. So it says slop the hogs is what it's supposed to mean. Slob up the hobogs.
You got to get the "ba" in there. Slap.
And then they all have their own different. So they all have their own different languages as well. So they have different species. Sorry. So his is Ovis Rambo. So apparently he takes after like a Rambo type.
I can see that with the figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Cajun Rambo.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Where it's BEAUX. Just want to make sure people understand.
Yeah. So like he's got like the little profile thing says he's got a solution for every problem. Just blow it up, blast it up. He has no patience for listening, talking, or taking time to think. He just wants to fight, although he has no sense of humor. He doesn't care, as he himself points out. Woolley never jokes. So he's kind of serious and just wants to blow things up. So
sounds like some developers I worked with.
All right, so the next figure is Commodore Fleece Cardigan. So that's a name for you. He is a swamp fighter. So he's got a backpack that has guns on the sides. He also has a swamp boat type fan and rudder on him. So most of these guys, I guess Joey can contest this. Sounds like they're from Louisiana area. So,
they're sure trying to push it that way, huh?
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, he's got the swamp boat type thing on the back, kind of pushes them around.
Did any of them have the white fishing trawling boots? Because that's going to kind of cement it if they've got that.
No, I didn't see any fishing boots on them, but they're all.
See, I don't know if they're true Cajuns then. If they don't have some Cajun Reeboks on,
maybe they're from Florida.
Maybe they're Mississippi.
Yeah, or Mississippi. Yeah, there you go. So,
all right.
So, go ahead.
John and myself do not, partake in this fighting over Mississippi and Louisiana. Okay, no. That's Michael and Joey. Please don't send us hate mail.
Yeah.
All right.
Or
so
you can send us hate mail at thedorksmen@gmail.com.
At Clint Crockett. Send it to Denver. I'm sure there's not that many Clint. Just put Clint Crockett, Denver, Colorado on there. I won't give away the rest of his address. I'll just let it randomly float around, and then by the time he discovers it, it'll be 3 months from now. Like, why is it?
I'm sure somebody will know who he is. Quick. Do it. Yeah. All right. So his catchphrase is, let me see if I can say this. Wabalo in Mabud Pigs. Yeah. So wallow in mud pigs is what it means.
I'm definitely giving an A for effort for the
There
for the language.
Yeah, he's doing a good job
tonight.
Yeah. And his species is Ovis aqua stagna. Aqua stagna.
Oh, come on.
What it is. Yeah. So, he likes mud. So So he, what is his name? Fleece Cardigan. He's a real do-it-by-the-book officer type person. He's tough and stubborn and savvy. Hates to quit firing, so he loves to fire his guns there. He's often seen screaming through the swamps in his jet-powered airboat, terrifying the ducks and tadpoles. He frequently ends up calling for aid when he gets stuck in the mud. But although his fleece may get wet, his ardor is never dampened. And I have no idea what ardor means, so if I even said it right. So I don't know. So I guess his attitude is never dampened. I bet that's what it means. So
I'm looking it up.
Working on it.
Okay.
Enthusiasm or passion. His passion is never dampened. Is that a word you guys say over there, Joey?
No. See, that's what I'm saying. This must be Mississippi sheep.
All right. Okay.
For the record, I did not know any of this was any kind of southern swamp stuff when Joey said he was coming on. This has just worked out better than it could have. All right, who's next, Michael?
All right, so you got Major Legger Mutton. Major Legger Mutton is next. He's got guided missile launcher is what he's got. His code phrase is Labet Mabake Grob Bound Pop Pork. So
let's make ground pork.
Let's make ground pork.
Yeah.
So and his species is Ovis conservatus. So he is affectionately known to the sheep he leads as the old ram. So he's the old guy. He's self-assured and decisive. He is too proud to wear the glasses and extremely poor eyesight. Let me say that again. He is too proud to wear the glasses. His extremely poor eyesight demands. His terrible vision causes the other rams to scatter whenever he puts his guided missile launcher. So he even scares his own people. So
yeah. Like, I'm just going to shoot whatever
he just shoots. He doesn't care where he's looking. So, all right. So that's who said it was Legger Mutton. So next we have Pilot Fluff Pendleton. He is a pilot, if you didn't get that from there. He's got a night fighter jet, which kind of fits on top of him, and he flies around. Let's see. His catchphrase is "Bob the Pabig Pabin." So bomb the pig pen. Yeah. And he is Ovis slapstickus is his species.
Okay, I'm learning now to speak lamb, sheep, ram. That's it.
Ram Latin.
And I want to say this was not sponsored by Duolingo, but I'm sure they have it on there if you want to go to Duolingo. Learn to speak ram. Learn to speak pig Latin. I mean, we'll get into that one too.
Yeah. So Fluff Pendleton is known as the black sheep of the unit. Despite his heavy accent, he is smooth. He was a smooth talker and an incurable practical joker. He flies his night fighter jet like a maniac and loves to buzz the pig pen and perform other barnstorming stunts. So he's just a crazy maniac flying out there wherever. So
all
right. So that was the 4 for Series 1 on the Rams. The Porks. You got General Hamfat Lardo is first one. So, and he has a Death Star laser is what his is.
Is it actually called the Death Star laser?
The Death Star laser, yes. So
Death Star laser, yep.
Yeah. So the Porks have their catchphrases as well. So these are a little bit easier to say. Utpay the Amre in orbite. So put the ram in orbit. And he is species.
Put the rams in orbit? There's multiple ones there.
Bad timorous. Yeah, well.
Bad timorous? So he's got bad tempers?
He's got a bad temper. So, known to his platoon as the top pig, General Lardo is supremely confident of his own expertise. This may be due to a secret belief that he is the reincarnation of many famous many famous generals. His battle record contradicts his beliefs, but no one will ever tell him so because his fierce and terrible temper. Because he has a fierce and terrible temper.
Joey, if you look on the card there, it says General Hamfat. Lardo, and right underneath it, weapon Death Star laser.
Yep.
Man, George Lucas is hot.
or George Lucas. This is so small. George Lucas didn't even notice it happened.
Yeah, he's like, it's the what command? Okay, I'm not even worried about it.
I'm sure because he listens to our podcast because we did episode 4 of Star Wars.
Yeah,
and he's been a long time listener.
He
will now know about this, and so Playmates, you better watch it. You're about to get sued.
Like,
Actually, probably get sued by Disney at this point.
Yeah, it's Disney now. So, all right. So the next one we have Private Sato Bacon. He has a flamethrower, is what he's got, and that's just what you need for Sato Bacon is a flamethrower.
That's right.
So his code phrase is "Ingse the Eepshay," so singe the sheep, and his species is Sus high classicus. So he's a high class pig. So
there's high class pigs.
I guess so. So
we back talking about Mississippi again?
Yeah. So Private Sato Bacon woke up in the military after a night of particular heavy partying. Now he does his best to bring some class to the pig pen. Although he has a tendency to put on the hog, he is respected for his ability to keep cool even during the heat of battle and keep his hooves shiny even when slogging through the mud. So he's a classy pig. That's what he is.
Classy pig.
All right. So the third pork in this series 1 is Sergeant Shoten Sweet. So
the names, man.
Yeah, the names are crazy.
It's the 80s and 90s, just
yeah.
The names that they came up with.
So Shoten Sweet is a anti-aircraft gunner. His code phrase is Ite Ohe Ilsway Amsray. So eat hay. No. Heat hot swill. Eat hot. I don't know where I got hay from. Eat hot swill rams. So he's his species is Sus con artista. So he's a con artist pretty much. So he's a fast talking, can always spot a sweet deal in any situation, nimble and quick witted. He's known for his ability to squeeze out the tight spots by pulling the wool over his enemy's eyes. Shote's ferocity in battle is legendary at time, according to him. So they always think they're bigger than what they really are, according to their profile.
I mean, they're pigs and rams.
Yeah,
I love the Shoten Sweet.
Shoten Sweet.
That's the best name so far, I think.
It is.
Yeah. All right, what about this next one? You got Captain Tusker Chitlins. And he is a submarine. So, a submarine captain. His cat code phrase is Arfe Orpedos Tay.
Torpedoes.
Fire torpedoes.
Fire torpedoes.
And his species is Sus clumsicus.
Clumsy.
Yeah. So his profile, he's big and clumsy on land. Captain Chitlins is a big and clumsy underwater too. It's rumored among the other hogs that he was given the sub because it was the only vessel he couldn't sink. Nevertheless, Tusker and his purple sub are fearsome underwater combination, and smart sheep stay out of the range of his torpedoes. So that's So that was series 1 out of those 8 figures. And like you said, the names are just crazy. So series 2, we ready to go on to series 2?
We could go on to series 2. We'll come back and chat about all of them a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So series 2 of the Rams, you have Master Sergeant Cornelius Cannon Fodder. He's an anti-ballistic projectile cannon is what he's got as a weapon. His code phrase is Pabork now in firing range. So pork now in firing range. Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk like that.
I love your commitment to this, though, Michael.
I'm committed to it. I'm going to try.
He's all in.
He's just got to get the vibration going with. Yeah, there you go. Use your finger.
So his species is Ovis cornbolix. So he's a cornball, and I don't have his. I
don't have his profile
to read. Yeah, I don't have his profile to read on that.
You got to go to his LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. So the next one you have Private Bull Bellwether. He's a short range pork bomber. So he's another flying. He's got a flying one. His code phrase is Dabal Wabil Diabstroys something. Yeah, there you go.
Now I will destroy something.
Now I will destroy something. And his species is Ovis clueless tiva. So he is known as Bull because he's as brave and as dumb as his nickname or his namesake. He's sent behind enemy lines. He deploys the powerful but dangerous short-range pork bomb that can wipe out an entire pen of pigs, but at a great risk of his own fleece. Off duty, he spent the last 10 years taking correspondence course to become a high school graduate and finally earn his sheepskin. So,
is this from this bull from Night Court?
I don't think it's the same bull. No, I think that other bull. I think Night Court bull is a little smarter than this one.
Oh, okay.
I
almost
not by much.
Not by
much, no, but
not by much. Not by much.
So at least he had a job. This one is just now getting his high school.
He had a job at Night Court. I mean, who can't be
the bailiff?
Yeah,
the bailiff at Night Court. Like,
yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next one. You have Commander Missiles Mutton Chop is the next guy. He has laser directed swill blaster.
Please don't direct swill towards me.
No.
Yeah.
No. So his code phrase is Javiers Swabil Showar Pork face. I'm laughing too hard to even say it right. Here's a swill shower pork face. That's what he said. So
wow.
His species is Ovis. No, yeah, it's Ovis gustocus. So
Ovis okay.
Gustocus. He's got gusto. So he loves his work more than any other heap in the Rams Navy. He's raring to shake, bake, and annihilate porks from the minute he wakes up on the morning. He yells and shouts his way through the entire day with a laser-directed swill blaster. He shoots first and asks questions later. Nothing gives him a bigger thrill than motivating other Rams. So he's ready to go from the time he wakes up. So he just hates them pigs. So
I didn't realize pigs and Rams didn't like each other as much as they do apparently.
I got a question is, no, these are Barnyard Commandos, and you got pigs and you got Rams. What about the cows or the horses or the chickens? Where are they at during this?
I was wondering about that, but they're not in here.
Realistically, I'm assuming if the line would have been popular enough and would have kept going, that was probably the plan to expand.
I bet so, yeah.
Okay, but how do you come up with military names? Like, what does Rams and pork stand for? That spells out chicken.
I don't know. That's what
I mean, cows. Well, maybe.
There's another 4-letter word for chicken or rooster.
They would have done it too.
Back then, they probably would have.
Somewhere in there, it would have been in there. All right, what's next, Michael?
Avis something. All right. Who did we just talk about? We just talked about Mutton Chop. So we've got Lieutenant Sure Shot Shearling. He's got a jetpack attacker. His code phrase is "Pobbing to Rob get down below." So pig target down below is his what he's supposed to say. So species is Ovis confusicus. So he's confused.
He's confused.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I don't have his profile, but he's a confused sheep, ram,
Yes.
whatever he is.
Yeah.
So, all right. So ports for Series 2. You have Corporal High on the Hog.
Cool.
And he has a handheld rocket launcher. Not a handheld, but a hamheld.
A hamheld
rocket launcher. Yeah. So his code phrase is "Etzle lobe umthing say up." So he's gonna blow something up.
Let's blow something up.
Yeah. And his species is Sus Gung Hocus. So he's gung ho for everything he does. So Mr. On the Hog is also high on fighting. He loves the smell of rocket fumes, the taste of retreating, and my thing just went away. Thanks, Andrew. I was reading what you had.
I didn't know you were reading that.
Well, I was even to read yours and look mine up. He's big on. Where are we at?
Known as the most pushy pig on the platoon. No, that's not it.
That's not
No,
the one.
we're
I
on
just
Corporal.
read.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah.
Corporal. Sorry. I was looking at the other one.
There you go.
Corporal.
So,
There you go.
High on
His handheld rockets.
yeah.
We're not professionals, okay?
No, definitely not. He loves to
Only
smell his
episode
rocket
85.
fumes, taste of retreating ram dust, and the sound of explosions on the barnyard battlefield. Despite having lost an eye in the war, he's always on the attack of his rocket launcher. Corporal Underhog is just as full of gusto off duty when he likes to mud wrestle and play pigskin without a helmet. So he's out there for good with wearing no helmet, playing football
With his pigskin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm with Joey. What war?
What war?
Was it Nam? I mean,
Nam.
Oh, all right. So Staff Sergeant Blaster McBacon. I kept
Staff
thinking
Sergeant.
of.
I don't have Staff Sergeant Blaster Bacon.
he was court
All
martial.
right.
Oh,
So
there he is. There he is. There
yeah,
he is.
he's got. Like I said, he's got a heat-seeking rocket copter, is what he's got, and his code phrase is "Amte to este ockets ray, you ams ray." So time to taste rockets, you rams. And his species is Sus nauseostiva. He's nauseating.
He'll just nauseate you. Yeah.
Or he's nauseated. So streaking across the barnyard skies in his rocket copter, Blaster McBacon looks good but feels bad. The cocky air ace hides it from his fellow porks, but he gets airsick every time he leaves the ground. He takes out his upset stomach out on the rebel rams. Nailing deal with heat-seeking rockets while trying not to let his dizziness knock him out of the air. So,
Nope.
I wonder what he puts in those rockets if he gets seasick or if he gets airsick. So that wouldn't be good.
Mm-mm.
No. So, all right. Let's see. Who else we got? That was McBacon. So Major Piggyback Gunner is the next one. He is a long-range artillery. He has a long-range artillery gun. His code phrase is Etzle Erthe some Amsray Odete. So let's hurt some rams today. Well, these
You really got
guys
to
are violent,
practice
aren't they?
your pig Latin there, Michael.
I know. Yeah, I got. Yeah. So his species is thick hedicus. So known as the most pushy pig in the platoon, Major Piggyback Gunner isn't real big on taking orders or waiting his turn at the trough, usually moving in the opposite direction of his men. The Major insists on charging ahead without any backup. He's got his own war plans and is no team player. Gunner believes he and his artillery gun make up their own army. So he's out there all by himself, pretty much. Yeah. So he wants to do it his way.
It's his way or the highway.
Norway, yeah. So let's see. So the last figure is Captain Hog Wild. He's got a double-barreled assault gun, and his code phrase is "Ernte them into Amlay Hopsley." So turning them into lamb chops.
I want some
and
lamb
his
chops.
Species is Sus Negativus.
So he's negative.
He's a negative. Negative Nancy.
Oh, I was going to say Nelly.
Reed Downer.
So he sees the depressing side of everything, and no one can remain happy around him. The ultimate porch pessimist. Wild isn't wild about anything, but unfortunately for the Rams, he's even more unhappy about them. No matter how much havoc and destruction he's able to cause with his assault gun, Captain Wild will never crack a smile. So he's not a very happy camper, I guess.
No, he doesn't seem to be. To be. So, what is that? 16 figures?
Yeah, you got
eight
in each series, and you got 4 for each one. Yeah, so you got 16 figures total.
16 figures over 2 years.
And they had a couple of bigger pieces, didn't they?
Yeah,
they got some vehicles
that
we're about to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were what, 2 inches, 3 inches?
I think it's at 3 inches.
3 inches, I believe, yeah.
Okay. And the weapons popped onto the backs of the pigs and rams like just a peg. Just to go over that, just so people know what we're talking about. Were these things were they squishy?
They were kind of squishy.
Soft rubber?
Somebody
Like,
described
not hard,
kind of like a dog squeaky toy without the squeaky thing in it. So I guess it was kind of a soft rubber squishy.
Dog squeaky toy without I mean, that's just like
in it.
I mean, they're not much.
I saw
these aren't that soft.
I saw somebody online describe it along the lines of the original Turtles heads, like the same type of consistency.
That soft rubber.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking they were at. Yeah. So, but yeah, like you said, they were about 3 inches. You know, some kind of could stand up on their hind legs. Some were on all fours.
They kind of had,
but
in looking at it, it looks like there was a couple different like stances. One where they were either standing up on the hind legs or they were kind of on all four, or whatever. So the interesting thing to me about this is these came out before the cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon came out afterwards. Yeah.
Because I honestly thought it was somebody came up with this cartoon and they came up with these toys to go along with it. Because who would come up with these toys without something giving them some kind of spark?
It was.
I'm telling you, man, the 70s were a hell of a decade that left a very strong impression on people.
Through the 80s and beginning of the 90s.
Look, man, I'm telling you, we're just going to take a pig and strap a rocket launcher to its back, and all the kids are going to love it.
I mean, guaranteed this is the same. I'm the person asking this, and I'm the one that enjoys seeing turtles turned into ninjas. But at least there was a little bit more there.
Yeah. Well, we can always we can send a letter to James Groman and ask him how he came up with it.
Can you give us your thought process? That's all we're asking.
What was he smoking or drinking or something?
Or both.
Or both.
Or both. Where you want to start with these cars, Michael?
Let's do the Bacon Bomber. It's a Rams vehicle. It's a biplane with bombs, missiles, and guns on it. Like I said, the bombs are actually like watermelons.
Watermelons.
Yeah. And me find my picture. Here we go. And then the missiles. I think the missiles are corn cobs. Am I right? I don't have a back picture. Yeah, something corn pop. I think corn cobs are your missiles, and then you have your guns, which it actually probably shoots that swill, whatever the gunk stuff they shoot at you. But I think that's pretty much where and it looks like it's made, and like this, like I said, this one's like a biplane, like a World War I biplane. It's kind of put together with like the wood from a fence, and the body part of it looks like a trough that, you know, it's just kind of pieced together by Barnyard parts is what it looks like.
So this one came out in 90. It's interesting that they went with the whole, we turned some of the pigs into airplanes and give them the things that they could put on and turn them into airplanes, submarines, all kinds of things. And then they come out with a plane the next year. They're like, hey, by the way, they can also fly real planes.
Yeah.
Or somehow they've made planes. They don't have opposable thumbs, but they've made this plane. Maybe that's what the chickens and cows and horses are doing. Maybe
so. Maybe they're the production people.
Yeah.
So they're the ones behind the scenes gluing the watermelons underneath the plane so they can drop them.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what's happening.
So
this line gives me very strong Animal Farm vibes. It's like somebody that loved Animal Farm growing up was like, you know what? What if we turned that into a toy line?
But they weren't allowed to read the real Animal Farm. Yeah. They had to read the one that was edited by their parents.
It was the Cliff's Notes version. They never read the whole thing.
They didn't realize they were actually, that's it. All right, where to, Michael?
All right.
Ram tank?
Yeah. Let's do pork chopper next.
Pork chopper.
That's what I got next. That's what I got
next. There's a little better picture here.
Yeah. So one, who was it that had that had a little thing on him that would make him into a helicopter? This is actually a helicopter that they actually sit in and fly. Yeah. So this one's got balloons filled with swill that they can drop on them like bombs. They make rams really ill, is what the back of the packaging says. It's got a swiveling machine gun with ammo. Causes sheep panic down below. Then you have your watermelon bombs and corncob missiles. And then there's a dual revolving propellers and then a stabilizing rear rotor. And then there's worn wobbly wheels on it as well. So again, it looks like it was made. It's a
by some chickens.
Barnyard, made out of part of the motor looks like maybe it could have been a tractor motor or something, Yeah, the chickens
Joey,
put it together.
There's you a tattoo on the back of that helicopter there you can get.
The pig's head with crossbones in the wings.
Yeah. Eye patch and the nose ring on it.
Perfect.
So,
or we can send that over to Nate. Nate can get that done next.
Yeah, Nate's got some skin left.
I bet he'd do it.
And it's actually if you look on the back of the packaging, it's actually a sticker. So maybe we can get that sticker and send to him.
Is there a sticker that says Arche also? Because it looks like the bottom of there's one down there with lightning bolt, Arche, which is kind of a weird word to say.
Yeah, there's a sticker for it, but I can't read it what it says on the sticker. So it probably says the same.
It's Arch.
Yeah,
I know, but saying Arche is weird.
Arche.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I bet that's the same sticker that's on the sticker's actually there. Yeah.
Okay,
and then the swill bags have little stickers that stick on it that say swill. You figure they had all that printed on there, but it's actually stickers.
Oh, they're stickers.
Yeah.
Everything was stickers back then.
Yeah. So now we'll do the porcapult.
The porcapult.
The porcapult.
This one has
a toilet seat on it.
I was going to say, is that a toilet seat? The bathtub on the other end?
Yep.
It is a toilet seat and a bathtub. So
that's definitely Mississippi engineering right there.
So this is it's like a catapult, and it does have a little radar. It has a little seat on the side with a Gatling gun on the side of it. But you climb up on top of this ladder. The pig does. You actually put a pig in the bathtub. You climb up on the ladder on the side, and you jump down on top of the toilet seat, which actually activates the catapult.
So
and the bathtub swings in the air. Yeah. So it's made to chunk your other pigs around with the other one jumping on the toilet seat. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's pretty fun. It's just crazy. Let's see.
I like it, how it says jump where you need to jump from.
Yeah, it says jump here. Or jump.
Does it say here? I couldn't tell if that was it, but
I can't tell what it says. I know it says jump atop of it.
Yeah.
And then the seat of the Gatling gun has a sticker in it too, but I can't tell what it's.
It looks like the bathtub has one on it. I wish I could see that better.
It's one on the side.
Yeah.
Might see if we can find some better.
It looks like it says porks.
Yeah, I've been looking for some images online while we've been looking at these, and these are probably the best ones I've seen so far as images are concerned.
Yeah, that one there. I'm looking at that one there.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's got one inside the bathtub that's got the little slip-resistant mat in it. The sticker.
John, if you look at the side of it here, you just barely get enough of that shot that it's probably this Porks logo.
Okay, that might be it.
Yeah, you kind of see it on that bottom picture on the front of it instead of on the side.
Yeah. It's like just placing of it.
Yeah.
I like how it has the slip mat, Michael. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, and if you look at it, it looks like it's got little bugs in there too. In between the circles.
Yeah, the little darker spots.
Yeah. So,
or is that just mud that left underneath the mat?
They look like bugs to me. So put a little touch to the farm animal thing. All right, let's go to Ram Tank now. So the Ram Tank. Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
So the little thing on this little saying, it says, when Rams roll out the Ram Tank and aim the swiveling bacon blaster gun, get ready for a barnyard barbecue. So it's got sausage grinding treads that pigs dread, massive pig pushing plate that porkers just hate, and a swiveling bacon blaster gun to roast porks on the run. I like how they rhyme on these
right.
things. It's got sturdy commando seat designed especially for sheep, and then a hinged roll bar adjusts to fit every ram's shoulder. Authentic barnyard scrap heap construction. So it's actually made for every one of the ram figures. You can adjust. It's got a little adjustable thing, so any of the rams will fit in it, no matter which one you're using, because they're all shaped different.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But like I said, they sit in it. You got on top of it. It's got your gun, and then the front of it's flat, and so it can push whatever it's pushing.
So just in looking at these 4 vehicles, it seems like the Rams have all the money because they have this.
I think they got the better of the. Yeah,
just because they have this.
Vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting split between them as to what they had. Like, I don't know. This is cool. I want one of these.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, because Rams have the bacon bomber and the Ram Tank, and then the Porks have the pork chopper and the porkapult. So the pork chopper is pretty good. I guess, compared with this one. So,
but it's still made out of like a bathtub.
The porkapult. Yeah, toilet seat and bathtub. That still gets me. That's still pretty funny. So that's every figure and vehicle in the line. So
yeah, it's very interesting. It's a fun line.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And and it's interesting. It's creative. I still like the point where they have the corn cobs and the watermelons and the swill instead of like having to use real weapons.
Yeah, you're not using real weapons. You can actually have some fun with it, especially the cartoon. You can have a lot of fun with that. So,
oh yeah.
Joey, you had some of these, right?
Oh yeah. The thing that's weird though is, I mean, the actual figures, like on the stuff that attaches to their back and whatnot, those are actual like missiles and rockets and stuff, though, aren't they?
They look like that. The vehicles, actually look like the watermelons and stuff. But when you look at the actual figures, their stuff looked like real missiles and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's kind of strange that that's not what they ended up playing up. That it was more of the comic, food type weapons that they ended up using. But yeah, this was one of those weird niche 80s 90s line of toys that we all got into. I think at some point there was some line that we probably picked up on that we got into, like the what's the food fighters or whatever it is that were also like piece of pizza or whatever it was. That was also, it was just like I'm saying, it's just that 80s 90s thing where it's like all this weird stuff. It's like you went from like G.I. Joe and He-Man and like things that could like really exist or whatever, or maybe mythical stuff or whatever, to just like the weirdest stuff. Like, we're just gonna make barnyard animals into military figures or whatever, and it's just pure 80s 90s to me. Like some of this stuff, like you don't really get that a lot nowadays.
I think coming right off the heels of the Ninja Turtles, they're like, well, what other animals can we do to make a figure line with? Yeah, we've got Ninja Turtles and a rat and all these guys that come up and be humanized. What other animals can we do, and what other way can we go to make it? And well, let's go this way to a battle, and we'll do barnyard guys. So barnyard animals. So I think that kind of had something to do with it as well. So
it's really weird. Like, you never, or at least I never think about those toy lines until something kind of jogs my memory. It's like when Andrew was talking to me about some of the stuff that you're going to be talking about coming up, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like it all just comes flooding back to you when you see some of that stuff. And it's weird because, like y'all just discussed, it's not a very extensive line. I mean, you're talking about a total of 16 figures and 4 action vehicles type thing. It's a very short line, and only had 13 episodes of the cartoon, so it's not very long. Even some of the other cartoons that only ran for like maybe 2 or 3 years still ended up with like 60-80 episodes, right? Because there was like one every day of the week for 20 something weeks or whatever, so you'd end up with 80-90 episodes in just 2 years. But to be just 13 episodes, and the fact that I still remember it from just that 1-2 waves, and then the third, I don't even remember the cartoon, I just remember the toys and just being so weird. And I guess that's what appeals to a kid, right? It's just like, it makes absolutely no sense to have this, but that's exactly why I have to have it. So, like you said, same thing with the Turtles.
Yeah. Do you remember which ones you had?
Definitely not Wave 2. And I don't remember having any of the vehicles. I just remember mainly the Wave 1 ones. I'm going to venture a guess that I probably had all of them, because it was like one of those things, kind of like collecting now. It's like trying to be a completionist and trying to get all of them. But then the fact that I remember absolutely zero from that second wave is probably pretty indicative of the way the line went. It was just like, okay, I moved on from it and, moved on to the next thing that came out.
You moved on quick. I was knee deep into Turtles at this point, so nothing was going to deter that. I don't think we had any of them.
I mean, so was I. I mean, I was getting all those collected too, but it's just like, I guess it was just something on the side to get to add to it.
I know if we had one, if there was one at our house, it was given to us as a present from like birthday or Christmas from somebody other than our parents.
Right. And I remember the cartoon.
I remember the cartoon.
Yeah, I don't remember the toy line. I don't have much of them, but I do remember the cartoon. So
and it's weird because
not much of it.
Yes,
But-
I don't remember the cartoon, and I'm a cartoon guy, but
you were too old at that time.
But I think at
You were
this
too old,
time, I was already starting into getting into high school there. So most of my cartoons were mid '80s and earlier. So is what I remember.
I mean,
this one
you're
was
born in the '70s, Michael. So you were too old.
I'm just old.
You're
so yeah, it's I don't remember much of these. So
I do like them though. I think they're really cool. So with that, we got to rank these. What do you guys think? Let's rank these. Michael, we'll go the three of us, and then Joey, you can let us know what you think about them if they survive your top 10 list of all toys ever.
Okay.
I think it's a pretty cool gimmick concept. It's pretty funny. I mean, I'm sure the cartoon, what the stills I saw that was kind of silly. But I think I'm going to put these at around. Let's put them at number 7.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Did you push the Troll Dolls down?
I pushed Troll Dolls down.
He did. He pushed Troll Dolls down.
John?
So I'm really not far off from him. I'm going 8.
Because you don't want to push Army Ants down.
Right. Correct. But still, I mean, I put him right there next to him,
Yeah.
Interesting line.
I think these would actually play well with the Army Ants. You'd have a lot of fun with that. So I'm going number 4. With where my rankings are,
I'm just gonna go up here.
I like these. I think they're really cool. They're fun, they're playful, and they're just it's a toy. That's what we need. G.I. Joe, all that's great, but when you look at toy, you can do anything with it. Let's give some rams and some pigs some weapons and let them have fun with it. So,
and it
Joey,
gives you another
guys?
toy line to push GoBots down for you.
Right.
Yep. I got to get GoBots. The GoBots came out with a bunch of trash coming out after them. So, yeah. I'm just kidding. It's not trash. It's cool stuff. So, Joey, what do you think? Do these survive your top 10?
I don't think they crack top 10. I think part of the problem is just the line depth, I guess, is an issue for me, that there wasn't just a lot there to choose from.
Just not enough. So if you want, if you're a toy company and you're listening to this and you want Joey's attention, he wants to collect them all, and you need to make 100 of them so it's harder for him to do it. He will give
and
you
that makes
all
me
his
remember
money.
them more. Yeah.
Yeah, he will give you all of his money. You just have to have a whole bunch of it so that he can do that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, all right. Well, go ahead, Michael.
I got one more thing. They did have a Burger King kids meal versions of these as well. There was 4 of them. They're commando cuffs is what they were. They were actually like little slap bracelet type things, and on top of them had one of the 4 had 2 pigs and 2 rams, 2 porks, and they would sit on top like in a little plain looking thing on top of your bracelet. So you had Major Legger Mutton, Sergeant Shoten Sweet, Private Side of Bacon, and Sergeant Woolly Pullover were the 4 they used for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Flat bracelets
So,
with barnyard animals on it.
Yeah. So, Joey, you joined us for our mask episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what number that was. I was trying to remember it earlier and I couldn't remember.
And
since then, we have a new thing. I don't know if everybody's busy. I don't know if you listen much, but we have this thing called Did Larry Have It? Because we found out that Larry had a whole bunch of this stuff. And this is specifically our buddy Larry from SDS. So we all know Larry. And so he sends us a voicemail every week to let us know if he had this one. I know because I pull the voicemail so that I can play it. But John and Michael get to guess. Did Larry have it? So John thinks he did. Michael?
I'm going to say yes this time.
You
I said
yes.
no last
Joey,
time, and I was wrong.
You think Larry had these?
I'm going to go no, since everybody else went yes.
It's very rare that me and Michael agree, but...
Usually it's... Well, I mean, and it's good. If it's 1-1, you guys kind of go back and forth and you see who gets it, because either he did or he didn't.
Right.
But, all right.
He surprised me last week with Police Academy, so...
All right.
Let's see, Larry.
Hey, it's Larry from the STS guys. All right, another week. This is Barnyard Commandos. Now, these ones I do remember. I did have to look it up, and I think I had one. The sheep dude. I don't remember where I got it. Definitely wasn't one of my favorites. But yeah, I had a Barnyard Commando.
He had one. He had one. The sheep dude. Maybe he had the slap bracelet and he was confused.
the Burger King.
Larry, there's 8 sheep dudes, Larry, and they're rams. Like, which that's good. I'm glad that he had one because the last couple he didn't have. So, well, no, I guess he did. He had Police Academy.
And the two before he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't remember the movie. He'd never seen the movie, but he had.
Oh, how do you not remember the Police Academy movies, man?
That's right up Larry's. It's Larry. Like, there's a whole podcast about him not seeing 80s movies. So, I mean, that's right up Larry's alley. All right. So, Michael, John, you all right? Joey, sorry, you're wrong.
Well, kind of wrong.
He only had one.
Yeah,
he only had one.
And he called him the sheep dude.
The sheep dude.
He still had to look it up to see who they were because, like you said, it wasn't his favorite. All right. Well, then, with that, anything we want to add about before we wrap this?
Nah.
As Michael's drinking.
No.
We're going to continue on with that. It's just going to be a thing now. Okay, so as John mentioned earlier, please go check out the website, toyrewindpodcast.com, where you can see our toy rankings for all 3 of our rounds that we've done into our brackets. We're closer than we were when we started the 3rd bracket to getting it done. I think we're about 20. We're about at 20, I think.
I think we get closer every week.
We get closer every week. Sorry, let me show that. We get closer every week, so we're going to be doing that soon. I don't think it'll be before our hunt. Well, maybe it will be. Maybe it'll be right around our 100th episode that we'll be doing that also. Which gives 6. We do 32 toys, and that would be got a couple that don't filter in there with the McDonald's stuff. But so you can go to the website, check those out. You can see some of our toy reviews that we've done on there. We're adding more. You can buy some of our merch if you want. We don't care. It's there if you want.
Do y'all have any slap bracelets?
We might need to look into that.
I don't know. I bet we can get one into Larry's collection. He'd never know it.
Or commemorative collector's glasses. That would be nice.
No, I don't think we have any of those. Although we should.
I've got some collector glasses.
But they don't say. Well, look, we have.
I got maybe one or two. Rainey has a bunch of collector glasses. She's got all her ET.
But they're not Toy Rewind ones.
Oh, is that what we're talking about? I thought you were talking about. Okay, never mind. We're talking about merch.
Yeah, we're talking about merch. We went into
talking about merch.
The actual collector glasses.
Yeah. I don't know what y'all talking about.
So
the collector Michael took over.
Episodes. You can also do that over. You can also do that on crossthestreamsmedia.com. While you're over at CTS, check out some of our partner podcasts that we have over there. Like deep dive into a dive bar. That one's hard to say. Which is gooder? Hot tub beer. Beering ain't easy. The art of the bore. Front row negative. The Burt Reynolds, Charles Bronson podcast, the Dan Aykroyd podcast, the Movie Gap, 3 Beers and a Mic, the STS guys. Shout out to Larry for sending us the voicemail, and then obviously the Dorksmen who loaned us Joey. Don't listen to those guys. The evening.
That's just a waste of your time. Don't listen to them.
I have to say it's not as much fun when one of you is missing. When all 3 of you are on. It's a lot more fun, especially when you and Nate gang up on Clint.
Yes, that's always a good time. It's just that the Nate versus Clint or Joey versus Clint. We all hardly ever get Nate and Joey versus Clint anymore. But hopefully this week we're supposed to be recording Wednesday, all 3 of us, for our summer movie preview episode. So hopefully all 3 of us will be reunited.
You guys threw me off for changing days on me.
I know, we're all over the place, man. And then we're pulling a Audible, and we're gonna record this weekend for a special episode. We're just all over the place, man. That's what I said. Don't even bother listening to us. We're just gonna confuse you.
You know, from the 80s and the 90s, when a TV show would change nights, that usually meant they were on the outskirts, and they're probably getting, you know.
Or maybe we should do like a new Clint. Like, we should just replace Clint with a different actor, and then like that would definitely boost ratings for a little bit. Or get like a little kid on the. Yeah, we can replace Clint with Ava. That's what we're gonna do, and that's kind of jumping the shark there. That's the last straw there.
It's the new Crockett.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's always the new Crockett, the next generation. No, you guys are fun to listen to. Like I said, when it's the three of you, it's a lot more fun. When it's just the two, also, I don't care when you guys talk about shoes, but that's just a personal thing. I still listen, just not as enthusiastic.
Hey, last week we talked about Weird Al.
Yeah, I was about to say your episode about Weird Al was a lot of fun to listen about, and it was Phil.
Phil, yeah,
lots of content there for like lots of knowledge about Weird Al, which is I didn't know half of that. It was a lot of fun. So be sure you check them out. Where else, Joey, can people find you?
My house right now, sitting in the room, looking at all my stuff. Just don't even look for me. That's my main advice to people. Don't even try to find me. I'm not here.
Don't find Joey.
Yeah, don't come looking for me.
Unless
you're
you want to be
hard
to.
You're kind of hard.
Unless you want to send money.
All you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna just stay seated. Then I just kind of blend in with everybody else
while they're standing.
Yeah, I don't tower over
while they're standing.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fine. Don't go follow Joey.
Yeah. Don't look for me.
Joey.
Yeah.
Leave
me alone.
With that, well, that's fine. That's all you got to do. That's fine. Nobody wants to follow Joey. He gets no props. Joey was never here. This episode never happened.
You didn't see me.
All right. Well, Michael John, anything you guys want to add?
Michael John. Like it's one person.
I'm trying to find the there it is. I was trying to find the outro. I was trying to delay.
Make sure
I always lose it. Lose it. Yeah, I gotta make sure I hit the right one. All right, so okay. See, and Joey, this is where I have to wait because Michael's gonna try to throw something in.
No, I used later skaters last week, so
yeah, you're not gonna.
I don't have that. No.
All right. Y'all. Then, on behalf of the Brothers Newland here at the Toy Rewind podcast, play on.
You've been listening to the Toy Rewind podcast. Follow and join in the conversations at toyrewindpodcast.com.